Hey there, you guys. This is Christian. Today's video, I kind of just want to talk about the Game Awards, some stuff that I expect to see in the Game Awards. Not necessarily who's gonna win, who's gonna lose, or anything like that. More so, just what I think is gonna get announced. The Game Awards, as we know, is more than just the awards that get handed out, etc. It's also one big like trailer fest for upcoming games. Pretty much setting up 2024 with some pretty cool announcements. Um, Last year's Game Awards had some pretty cool trailers from like Hades 2 to like Armored Core 6. Um, Again, a lot of really cool stuff does typically happen at Game Awards. And I feel like over the years, Jeff Keighley has really built out the Game Awards to be not necessarily a must, like you need to have your trailer there, but it definitely helps, especially for like the third party developers, the indie developers. It definitely worked really, really well with Jeff Keighley and with the Game Awards. So in today's video, I kind of just want to predict some of the announcements, some of the trailers that I expect to see at this year's Game Awards. If you guys like this style of video, do me a favor and like this video. Please consider subscribing, as that does help us out tons. You guys might notice different style of video, I think. Different background, getting things set up, just kind of like hopefully getting something a little bit more concrete set up for this channel. As I do hope to kind of take it a little bit more seriously. Anyways, that's just some back end stuff. Go ahead and skip through that if you guys want to. And let's get into the gist of the video. Let's get into the crux of what we're talking about here. And that is the game announcements that I expect to see at this year's Game Awards. The first thing I want to talk about is Elden Ring DLC. This has been talked about for quite a while now. We've known about it for a really long time. And I feel like Miyazaki and his team have been very head down, really focused in on whatever this DLC is, and not really letting out too much information on what it is. Again, I'm not big into like the inner workings of some from software, etc. I know there's tons of channels that like primarily talk about like what's going on, so I don't know a lot of details really about this DLC. I do know, however, that Elden Ring is a big thing. Miyazaki works really, really well with Jeff Keighley, as he was the one to announce Elden Ring way back then. So obviously, from software, Jeff Keighley, they have a working relationship. So it would make sense that we start hearing about this Elden Ring DLC. We start maybe getting an announcement trailer or something, and I feel like the Game Awards would be probably the best time to have it. As again, I just don't really see another really good time for it unless it's like way far off, which I don't think it would be. I do feel like it would be a lot more closer than later. You know what I mean? So I definitely think mid 2024 we'll probably end up getting it. We'll probably end up seeing like an official more announcement trailer on it at the Game Awards. Moving into some indie stuff that I hope or expect, some stuff that I think I might be able to see. Things like Hollow Knight Silksong. I know we say Hollow Knight Silksong for every single announcement. To be fair, I never predicted for any other like showcase. I never predicted for Nintendo showcases, Xbox showcases, PlayStation, indies, none of that. I never expected Hollow Knight Silksong to even show up at the Xbox like partner showcase a while back, which is irrelevant now because it got delayed from its original, 12-year date or whatever. So we do know that Hollow Knight Silksong did get delayed out of 2023. There's a good chance that it will release in 2024, and I feel like we got Hades 2 last year. I feel like Hollow Knight Silksong is another like Hades 2 level of indie game that we could come to expect, and I feel like Hollow Knight Silksong is a shoe in for 2024 release date, and I feel like we should get that release date at Game Awards, hopefully. Another indie game that I don't think has been on any of the Jeff Keighley shows before, but I've definitely hear about it. I see it circulating a lot. There's been previews on it, and this is Mina the Hollower. Mina the Hollower is like a Castlevania slash A Link to the Past style game made by Yacht Club Games. If you guys are unfamiliar with Yacht Club Games, they are the development studio behind like Shovel Knight Dig, etc. And Mina the Hollower is their next big project that they're working on. They've been working on it for a while now, and there have been a lot of previews from people going to like a PAX East, to PAX West, etc. Mina the Hollower is a game that I'm really, really looking forward to, and I'm hoping it releases in 2024. As again, this is a team that's been head down, really focusing in on this game and trying to get it as great as they, as a reputation has come. We've come to expect a lot of things from Yacht Club Games. So I feel like Mina the Hollower would just make sense not necessarily at the Game Awards. I feel like it's a little off at the Game Awards, even though the Game Awards does show like indie games or indie stuff. I just feel like Yakuza Games doesn't really have a working connection with the Game Awards. But I feel like Mina the Hollower for Game Awards wouldn't be too far off. I would definitely expect it, as I do think it would be an interesting title. And I think if you're really focused in on indie games, like if you're someone into Duffy of the indie game scene, then you know Mina the Hollower, and you know this is going to be a really, really big game. Um, Hades 2. Hades 2, we're still expecting an official release date. I know they announced that there's going to be a beta for PC. They haven't really announced any of that stuff yet. So it makes sense that last year they showed us Hades 2. We know it's in the works. And this year they give us an actual, like, closer, more tentative release date. And maybe a little bit more look at Hades 2. So I feel like that's a pretty easy one. Earthblade. Earthblade is another game that I expect to see. We saw a little bit of it at last year's Game Awards, and we haven't seen nothing about it really since. It does have like a 2024 release date. Earthblade is made by the same people who made Celeste, which is one of my favorite indie games of all time. Probably one of my favorite like games of all time. I freaking love Celeste. So Earthblade looks really, really cool. It's like a Metroidvania game coming out of that same team, and I can't wait to see what they do. Again, this is a game that we saw last year at Game Awards, so hopefully we get more information on it this year. Moving on to more like AAA stuff, maybe AA stuff. Game Awards doesn't typically work a lot with the first parties, with like the Nintendos, with the Xboxes, with the PlayStation. They don't work heavily with them, not necessarily. Xbox Series X and S, I believe, was showcased at the Game Awards for the first time. And PlayStation has done stuff with them in the past, so they have had support and they've had a working relationship. With that being said, PlayStation has a lot of like third-party partners that I feel like work really close with Game Awards. If not, I could see working really close with Game Awards. One of those games, I'm just going to throw out there, Stellar Blade. Do I actually think Stellar Blade would be at the Game Awards? Not necessarily, but I'm not ruling it out. Stellar Blade was a game that was originally tentatively released date was at 2023, but we didn't really get any information on it. They were really, really big at like 2022's PlayStation like State of Plays, so that looked like it was coming out somewhat soon, or that we'd at least get more information on it. But we actually ended up getting really nothing on Stellar Blade in this entire year. So I do think 2024 getting a third party from PlayStation, well, like second party from PlayStation there would be beneficial for PlayStation. I feel like PlayStation wouldn't be showing too much, because I know PlayStation likes to hold their like first party stuff for their showcases. But seeing as Stellar Blade again is second party, I don't see why not show it at Game Awards, just to let people know that PlayStation does still have partnerships with a lot of these third parties, and they do have IPs exclusive to their platform. Another game from like PlayStation's second party, third party like partnerships would be Rise of the Ronin. This is another game that we were hearing a lot of information on in 2022, and then just went ice cold this year. So I feel like, again, setting up this game for 2024, it would make sense for PlayStation and Game Awards. It would be beneficial. It would benefit both parties if they do get a game like Rise of the Ronin showcased over there. I don't expect to see Rise of the Ronin and Stellar Blade, so it'd probably be one or the other. Or if not one of those two, then the most likely candidate for like a second party PlayStation game to show up at the Game Awards is Death Stranding 2. This is a sequel to Kojima's Death Stranding game that released a while back. Ignore that. Death Stranding 2 has a real close relationship with Jeff Keighley, as Kojima and Jeff Keighley are like best friends. So this would probably be the one that makes most sense. Again, I don't expect all three of these games in the Game Awards. I do expect one of them, and the one that I will say I would expect most is Death Stranding 2. With that being said, I wouldn't be shocked if a Stellar Blade or Rise of the Ronin was showcased there. If we're moving to like some more third parties, I think Square Enix loves to show up at pretty much every showcase they possibly can at this point. And I feel like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it's about time we start getting just like floodgates of all the trailers. Up to the release date of Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix was going ham with trailers and previews and demos and all this crazy stuff. So it wouldn't shock me if we just get a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth reminder trailer at every showcase up until its release date in February. Again, it just wouldn't really surprise me to see it. One thing from Square Enix that I think wouldn't show up here, but it'd be really cool if it does, is Kingdom Hearts 4. I feel like Kingdom Hearts 4 is more of a Tokyo Game Show style of presentation, but I wouldn't put it past Square Enix to do something crazy and show Kingdom Hearts 4 at the Game Awards, as Square Enix has been known to kind of show up in places that I wouldn't really expect them to show up in. They're really present in Nintendo showcases. They've showed up at like was it BlizzCon? They showed up with something with Phil Spencer. I don't remember exactly what that was. I feel like it was BlizzCon, but it could be something completely different. I don't remember. But yeah, Square Enix has a weird tendency to show up in places that people don't expect them to. So, oh no, it was Phil Spencer at the Final Fantasy convention. That was weird. Anyways, I wouldn't put it past Square Enix to show off with like a Kingdom Hearts 4 or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth at the Game Awards. All right, the next one, and this is my final prediction for the most part. This is the one that I know is going to be there. If it's not there, I'm honestly shocked, and that's GTA 6. Grand Theft Auto 6, they already pretty much said it's going to be early December. I don't see why you would say it's going to be early December if it's not going to be the Game Awards. If everyone knows the Game Awards is early December, I don't see why Rockstar would go out of their way to announce announcing an announcement a month in advance. It just wouldn't really make sense. I do think they didn't specify specifically the Game Awards just to keep people like shocked. I don't think they want to take that moment away from Jeff Keighley. Same thing with like at Summer Games Fest when I think there was rumors about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth being showcased there, and he kind of played us on the entire night or entire day, and then finally at the end was like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is here. So I feel like a similar thing could happen with GTA 6, where everyone in the room knows that there's a chance GTA 6 is going to be there, and Jeff Keighley is just going to smugly like kind of play on that with the crowd. I definitely see benefits for Rockstar to show it there. I do see benefits for Jeff Keighley to have it there. With that being said, obviously Rockstar does not need to show GTA 6 at the Game Awards. Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto are bigger than gaming in general. They could show it at like a football random game if they wanted to. They could show it off at just a random commercial if they wanted to. They could just tweet it out if they really wanted to. Rockstar doesn't need other people in the gaming industry to really help them. With that being said, if you're just going to announce it willy-nilly like that, I can definitely see Jeff Keighley going to Rockstar with some money and saying, hey, we need GTA 6 at the Game Awards. I could definitely see Jeff Keighley hearing things in the background of the gaming industry, of him knowing that a GTA 6 announcement is coming soon, and him definitely jumping up to Rockstar and saying, hey, if you're just going to announce it anyways, why not do it at the Game Awards? Here's some money for your troubles. I could definitely see Rockstar saying, if we're just going to willy-nilly drop a GTA 6 trailer, why not take the money and why not do it with everybody else at the Game Awards? Obviously, they would still the show. Obviously, they'd be like the biggest talk of the town, no matter when they announce it or how they announce it. So again, I just don't see why not. Anyways, those are my like predictions for things that I expect to be announced at Game Awards 2023. If you guys disagree with me, call me ugly, whatever, leave it in the comments. Again, have a nice day, I guess. It's going to end this video. Enjoy yourself. I'll see you guys on the next video. See you guys.